A tent in the Ural Mountains is found half buried in snow and cut open from the inside. And in a line that still chills searchers, you can follow barefoot and socked footprints leading away into a -30 night. So before we go any further, tell me your first theory in the comments. Avalanche, infrasound panic, a stove problem, or something stranger, and see if it survives the timeline. It's February 1959, and Igor Dyatlov's group, 9 experienced hikers, pushes toward a ridge in worsening weather. They pitch their tent on a slope to keep schedule and shelter from tree-line winds. They cook, they journal about ordinary things, and then the record goes quiet until rescuers find that tent weeks later, collapsed, snow-laden and slit from inside, as if the safest room they had suddenly became the one they had to escape. The tracks downslope are oddly calm. No running, no scatter, just steady steps toward the trees. And at the edge of the forest, searchers find a small cedar fire and 2 of the hikers who never made it back to the tent. Then more bodies on the route between the fire and the camp, as if a retreat was attempted. And finally, the last 4 in a ravine, deeper in the woods where wind breaks and snow drifts. A layout that reads like survival logic until the injuries complicate everything again. Most of the group shows what you'd expect in lethal cold, hypothermia and exhaustion. Yet a few have trauma that investigators struggled to fit into a single simple cause. Severe internal damage with less visible external marking than you'd expect in a fight, and traces of radiation are reported on some clothing that could have banal explanations, but refuses to stop fueling late-night theories. Cameras recovered from the tent show playful snapshots and a few blurred frames in snow and dark. Not a manifesto, but a human reminder that this was a trip, not a myth. And their notes mention a portable stove they used inside the tent, a detail that opens one of the most practical lanes. Smoke or hot gases building fast in a gust, stinging eyes and lungs, teaching panic for 30 critical seconds, causing a cut exit without time for boots or coats, and a decision to regroup by the trees that winter refused to forgive. The avalanche camp is divided between people who see classic slab behavior on a shallow slope under wind loading, and people who say the footprint evidence and tent angle argue otherwise, and sitting beside that is the infrasound idea. Low-frequency wind over the ridge making some hikers feel dread and nausea, and driving them outside to recover. A theory hard to prove and easy to picture when the night is loud and the canvas is shaking. Add to that early whispers about tests in the region, lights in the sky reported by others, and the way rumor loves a cold place, and you get a file that keeps collecting stories because absence is a magnet. Yet the path from tent to cedar to ravine still looks like people trying to live, not characters trying to haunt you. Picture that last decision under the trees, hands numb, breath burning, someone suggesting they dig a snow den to block the wind while others try for the tent because fire needs shelter and shelter needs fire. And feel how quickly a plan can split in 2 when minutes matter and cold counts like a metronome. Here's your pattern interrupt. Look again at those measured footprints. They suggest leaving quickly but not wildly, which means whatever scared them did not feel like an enemy to fight. It felt like a room to exit, and once out, the mountain finished the argument. Drop your verdict now. Avalanche or wind slab with a bad stove moment, infrasound panic, or a coincidence of small risks adding up. And tell me which single detail moved you most. The inside cuts, the calm tracks, the ravine injuries, or the cedar fire that wasn't enough. Share this with the friend who values method over myth, and watch our full Caseboard daily breakdown where we map the slope, the wind, the stove, and the simple winter math that might explain why 9 experts stepped into the dark and never made it back to the canvas that should have saved them.